I'm here to talk about what it's like to leave corporate and be a full-time entrepreneur. Let's get into it. So we're going to cover 6 topics today. The first one is your pros and cons. You're going to want to write a list of what is positive about the role and what is negative about the role. Is there something you could do to address the situation and make your life a little bit better? These are all things that you're going to want to explore within yourself. And then once you come to a formidable decision, either have a conversation with your manager or start to take action. Which leads me to my second point, your action plan. You're going to want to build a plan that starts to cover things like your financials, what's your fixed and variable expenses on a monthly basis, what are you going to be forecasting to spend on a monthly basis. Remember, you're not going to have any income, so you're going to want to cover everything and anything in between, from pet expenses to car expenses, everything. Also, you're going to want to know what your burn rate is, so how much money you're spending on a monthly basis as well. These type of things will provide transparency into your expenses to help you better understand what is the amount of money you need to generate monthly to sustain your existing lifestyle. So, within that action plan, financials are key, but also you're going to want to have a roadmap of who's in your network, who are folks that you can tap into, are there clients that you can work with on the other side. These are all things you're going to want to consider when you're building an action plan. Now, the third piece of advice is to set a date. A lot of times things can stay up in your mind in terms of what you're thinking and when you want to leave your position, but until you actually put a date on the calendar, it's not real. So for me, I put a date as to when I wanted to leave my position about a year before I wanted to, and sure enough, I was about a month off. I left about a month later than when I had the actual date in my calendar, but it was a helpful tool and a healthy reminder for me that I had a goal of when I wanted to leave, and I was able to achieve that goal. Fourth thing, of course, is going to be around the money. You're going to want to have a healthy savings. So I advise around 6 months of savings if you can. 3 months is on the safer side, but you're going to want to have some type of savings just in case things happen. Like, for example, when I first moved to LA, my car got stolen, crazy enough, but I was able to at least dip into my savings to meet the cost. In the meantime, while the insurance was able to reimburse me at the end of that process. But if I didn't have enough saved on the upfront to meet something so sudden and abrupt, who knows what would have happened. So you're going to want to have a solid savings in place. 6 months is great if you can. 3 months is nice, but just recognize the more runway that you have, the more likely you'll be successful, at least in terms of finding and buying yourself time to figure out your next thing. The fifth thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to start to create your brand portfolio. So start to document all of the different projects that you worked on, all the different people that you worked with, the different stakeholders, the functions, whatever you need to write down to justify what you did and what you're able to accomplish. You would want to update that and get your resume up to par so you can actually put that out there in the world to get a test of how you would perform on the job market if you were looking for another position. Now, as an entrepreneur, that doesn't really matter. However, you still would always want to have a resume up to date. And of course, if you can, build a website that provides a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of transparency to any of your potential clients in the future that you may work with as to what you accomplished when you were at your corporate position. So that's a really crucial point and something you're going to want to take advantage of before you leave. And the very last thing that I'll provide you with is you're going to want to meditate on this decision, maybe run it by a few friends, but ultimately the decision is yours. Block out all the noise, meditate, get into a room so you can just have complete silence and just better understand, is this the decision that's right for you personally, or is this driven by your pride or your ego because you're not satisfied by your current position? So you're going to want to do some deep exploration within yourself to get to that point of view that makes you confident that you're making the right choice. So to recap, 1. Create your pros and cons. 2. Build out your action plan. 3. Pick a date. 4. Save money. 5. Create your brand portfolio. And 6. Meditate on it. Now, with all that being said, don't look back. Once you make the decision, just know being an entrepreneur, it requires you to be all in and focused on the bigger vision. It's a journey. It's not a race. So good luck out there. My name is Haley Shin. This is episode 3 of the Shin Chronicles. And take care. See you soon. Peace. So before we hop out of here, I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Sibi, S-I-B-I. It is a curated marketplace for tastemakers to find premium secondhand fashion. You can download it in the Apple App Store. It's called CB Marketplace. And we only feature highly coveted resellers and collectors. It's invite only today. It will open up in the future. But if you have a collection that you think is worth sharing, feel free to go to our website and contact us, cbapp.com. Otherwise, download the app. You'll be on our email list and we'll notify you of the next pop-up. It's coming soon. Thanks.